Hello and welcome to our live news update. I am Olubinga George. The headlines. El-Rufai assures revealing identity of Aso Rock cabals. UK rejects Nigeria's case for arraigning Diezani. On the foreign scene, Chinese spy balloon flies over the United States, says Pentagon. And in sports, Arsenal forward Gabriel Martinelli signed new contract. Now the news in detail. The governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, on Thursday vowed to expose the identity of cabals in the Aso Villa. El-Rufai's threat is coming a day after he alleged that some elements in Aso Villa are working against the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu. The Kaduna State governor had claimed that the cabals are against Tinubu because their candidate did not emerge as the presidential candidate of the APC. However, on Thursday, El-Rufai, during an interview with a sister television station, said the identity of the cabal will be revealed when Tinubu wins the 2023 presidential elections. Now, away to other stories, the Muhammad Buhari-led federal government has seen a request for the extradition of a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Madueke, over corruption allegations on trial rejected by British government. A live news reports that this was made known by an Assistant Inspector General of Police and head of the National Central Bureau, Interpol Nigeria, Garba Baba Umar, on Thursday. He stated this while appearing before the House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee to investigate alleged loss of over $2.4 billion in revenue from illegal sale of 48 million barrels of crude in 2015, including crude oil exports from 2014 till date. While being questioned by members of the committee, the AIG noted that the government followed due process in seeking mutual legal assistance from the United Kingdom, but the demand was ignored as the ex-minister also went to court in the UK to stop her extradition. The country's Interpol head disclosed while the federal government was successful in extraditing a former chairman of the defunct Pensions Reform Tax Team, Abdulrasheed Maina, and a former Attorney General of the Federation, Bello Adoke, SAN. And now to the foreign scene. A Chinese spy balloon has been flying over the United States for a couple of days, U.S. officials said on Thursday, in what would be a brazen act just days ahead of a planned trip to Beijing by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Fighter jets were mobilized, but military leaders advised President Joe Biden against shooting the balloon out of the sky for fear debris could pose a safety threat. Advice Biden accepted, U.S. officials said. The United States took custody of the balloon when it entered U.S. airspace and had observed it with piloted U.S. military aircraft, one of the officials told reporters on condition of anonymity. Separately, Canada's Defense Ministry said a high-altitude surveillance balloon was detected and that it was monitoring a potential second incident without giving further details, adding that it was in frequent contact with the United States. The news initially broke out as CIA Director William Burns was speaking at an event in Washington's Georgetown University where he called China the biggest geopolitical challenge facing the United States. And now to the world of sports. Arsenal forward Gabriel Martinelli has signed a new long-term contract. The Brazil international, 21, joined from Brazilian side Ituano in the summer of 2019 and has made 111 appearances in all competitions. He is an ever-present in the Premier League this season, scoring 7 goals to help the Gunners go 5 points clear at the top of the table. According to club manager Mikel Arteta, Gabi is still very young, so he knows there is still much more to come from him. He says supporters also see his quality and energy every single time he puts on the shirt, and is the same every day in training with his hard work and positive values. Martinelli made 8 appearances for the Brazil under-23 side before making his senior debut in March 2022. He was part of the Brazil squad for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, making 2 appearances as the Selecao reached the quarter-finals. And that's all on News Update for today. I am Olubenga George. Have a great weekend.